So now we're going to do the 2-2 square, and we're going to be using 2 colors at one time as we do it, and it's almost the same on either side. It's just a very clean way to be able to do a 2-tone. So the very first decision you need to make is that you need to make sure that the darker color is the color that you start with. So in this case it would be red, and so I'm going to use green and pink as my next one, and so I think the pink in my opinion is darker, so I'm going to use the pink to start with when I go to do this. So always use the darker color first. So let's begin. I'm using the darker color and I'm going to form my slip knot again. So I'm using Super Saver once again, and simply remember the slip knot never counts as one, and we simply need to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and what we want to do is we want to form a ring. So we're going to slip the hook into the beginning chain, pull through the yarn like so, and now you have your first round ring. And like before, the straggler, just pretend it's part of the ring as we move up. So we're going to start the next part, and this is where it gets a little more complicated, but it's still very doable. So now we're going to begin, and we're just going to chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3. That, remember in the rules of double crochet, that is a double crochet, and we want to double crochet 2 more times into that ring. Okay, so we need to turn the corner. So in order to do that, we chain 2 and then put 3 more double crochet in here. But listen, the last double crochet we're going to do slightly different. We have to begin the changing of colors once we do that one. Okay, so I have 2 in there and I have to do a third. Okay, but I don't want to finish the third. I want to leave it like so, and I want to grab the next yarn, and for security, peace of mind, I'm going to create a little mini slip knot. Doesn't say to do this, but I would do it if it were me, and I want to slip that onto the hook, and I want to finish that double crochet with the new yarn, and that makes that green yarn available. You do not want to fasten off this pink one at this time. You want to leave it on, and the straggler we can bury it in. So move that straggler out of the way. Sorry, move this yarn that we still need out of the way, put the straggler down on top of this section here, and it will get trapped in a position. So to begin this new color is that we chain 2 right away, so 1 and 2, and then we double crochet 3 more times into that same corner. So you can see that the color is going to be on one side, and the green is basically extending over with that chaining of 2 as you look at the corner. So let's chain 2. Okay, and what we want to do is come back down into the center of the ring again and put 3 more double crochets in. So I now have 2 in here, and all I want to do is my third, and this time what we want to do, just like the regular ones, we are going to do a half double crochet over. So we're just going to wrap first and then go into the top of the beginning chain 3 and do a half double crochet from there, and that will extend it around. So now we're ready for the next portion of this tutorial. So we're currently using the second color, which is the green, because we started off with the darker color, and we're simply just going to turn our work. And now we're going to chain up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now you need to slip stitch to the third one up, so you got to count 1, 2 and 3. So when I count 5, I did it automatically, I just didn't say anything to you, but I would want 1, 2, 3, I'd pinch it, and then 4, 5, and then I knew where to put that slip stitch. So just slip stitch through to create this little nubbly thing, and what we want to do is that we want to come and work the remainder of this round. So we want to begin, and we want to put 2 double crochets into the same gapping space. Okay, so we're not doing the whole thing as we go, because the other side of this corner will be the actual pink. We want to chain 1 and then come to the other side over here, the first corner, and we want to put 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So you know how to do this already, it's just a matter of doing it, and then 1 and 2. Okay, so we're getting 3 double crochets now in as we turn the corner. Okay, and then chain 1. So this next corner that we're about to run into is going to have a mid color change, so we're the first 3 double crochets are going to be green, but the final double crochet that you're going to do, which is right now, is that we're going to finish it off with the other color. So we're going to bring this pink up. We're actually physically done with this green at this time. That is done, and we simply want to finish that stitch with this yarn here. So we're just going to move it up. Okay, and now we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and then coming back down into the same corner is that we put in 2 more double crochets. What I'd recommend is, see this yarn here, the green, and the straggler and this other piece here, trap that into position so it's underneath, so you can safely trim that afterward, and you're going to put 3 double crochets in altogether. Like that. Chain 1. Okay, and we want to get to this corner over here. Let this green one go because it'll be obvious that it'll be on top, so let it go because you can safely trim that. And then put in 3 double crochet. Okay, chain 2. You're turning a corner, and then 3 double crochet again. Just like so. Okay, and chain 1, and what you need to do then is on the final corner here we want to put in 3 double crochet with the same pink. And once you have your 3 in here, see this nubbly thing, you're just going to go inside of that and just slip stitch it together so it brings everything together just like so. And so then you're going to fasten this off. Now this pink, you just want to make sure you leave it extra long so that you can safely trim or use that as a darning needle thread to be able to put your squares together. You just have to fasten off, and just because you are going to be doing attaching them together, you can fasten them off. You don't have to be too specific about it, but make sure that you do use the back loops. So the back loops are here, and those are the loops that you're going to be using when attaching it to its neighbor so that it looks perfect each and every time. So you can safely go back now and just trim off all this extra yarn that's hanging out, and this is your starting yarns plus your changing of yarns in order to have your two-toned granny squares in order to make a pattern like this work. And I would want this to be much longer, but for tutorial reasons I'm just cutting it short like this. And so this will just require just a bit of adjusting, and it will adjust once it's in the afghan, and this can make it a really cool and fun idea. So this is Mikey on behalf of redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. Until next time, we'll see ya.